Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about Gladiator's Assault. This set is arguably one of the hardest sets to complete in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it doesn't really come close, to be honest with you. If you ask a lot of the collectors that collected back in the day, they'll all tell you that this and like Tactical Evolution are the sets that really broke the camel's back when it came to just how insane it became to actually collect sets back in the day. So like without further ado, I'm gonna go over everything that comes out of GLAS and why, in my opinion, well, number one, it's my favorite set out of anything that ever came out in Yu-Gi-Oh! And in my opinion, it's probably one of the most collectible sets of all time. So let's get into that. First of all, so the boxes for Gladiator's Assault came out in November 14th, 2007. On the OCG side, they came out around 3 to 4 months earlier in July of 2007. However, before we get to actually Gladiator's Assault itself, before we kind of get into the set, I want to take a few steps back and go back to the sets before it, because I do want to show you like the history of what was happening during the GX era before we hit Gladiator's Assault. So if we go to Cyberdark Impact, which is the last set that had majority of ultimate rares as like the peak rarity, you can see here in the OCG side, they had 60 cards in total, 11 ultimate rares, 4 ultras, 7 super rares, and then like basically 49 rares and commons, which is pretty much the exact same here. And then you have the supers and ultras are the exact same on the TCG side. The only difference is the number of ultimate rares. This is where you have that hobby and retail dynamic, because you can see here, if you add up all the ultras and the super rares, you're gonna get 11 ultimate rares, which is what they have in the OCG. However, because they had the retail side in the TCG, you have an extra 14 rares that you have to account for when it comes to ultimate rares. So the set, if you want to collect a master set, it's actually significantly harder in the TCG than it is in the OCG. And this is the last set that had like that 25 ultimate set. I mean, if you look at Power of the Duelist, it was the exact same way, same setup. Pretty much most of the sets in the GX era between Soul of the Duelist and Power of the Duelist and Cyberdark Impact are 25 card sets for ultimate rares in the TCG, and it's pretty much 11 card set of ultimate rares in the OCG. So definitely you can tell that the GX era stepped up when it comes to just how hard it is to pull these cards. And if you compare it to something like the TCG, where you have Duel Monsters era, where like, for example, Magician's Force, you can pretty much complete a whole set in one case. Like easily you can pretty much complete it, maybe even half a case. When it comes to the GX, you're going to have to go through more than one case. And I'm going to get into why that is, and like the whole short printing aspect that happened in the TCG North American side. So like I said, we finished Cyberdark Impact as the last set that has the ultimate rares as the peak rarity. And then we get into Strike of Neos. Now, during this era, you're going to see pretty much the exact same thing, except there are 9 secret rares added to the set. All right. And this era right here is arguably the most difficult era to collect, because not only did you have the same difficulty of Power the Duelist, now you have 9 secret rares on top of that you had to collect. And this is why I say that this is the era that really broke a lot of collectors' backs. It was the era that made it impossible to collect these sets. Like it just became like you're paying a ton of money and not being able to complete the sets. And you have to understand that having this level of difficulty in 2007, 2006 is completely different than having it today. And this is going to segue into a concept that I want to discuss, which is called pull rate inflation. I call this myself. And this is where, as you produce more and more sets, you need to make the cards more and more difficult to pull. This does have to do with the inflationary aspect of they have to sell more cards in order to keep the prices low, right? Or cut quality of the cards to keep the prices low. But it also has to do with the fact that you're getting a bigger audience. So this means that more product is being open. You have to make it more difficult. Otherwise, the cards are going to be way too cheap. So like I was saying, now that we're done that, the inflation of pull rates became significantly harder with Strike of Neos, because now you have the hobby dynamic, the retail dynamic, and then you have the secret rare dynamic as well. All right, so let me just actually get let me just get my camera in here real quick. And shrink this one here so that you guys see that I'm looking at the camera. So we have Strike of Neos now, and then we have Force of the Breaker, which followed pretty much the exact same thing. We have 25 ultimate rares. However, with this one, they actually completely tossed the hobby and retail dynamic. Okay, what I mean by that is in Force of the Breaker, there's no hobby or retail codes. Pretty much everything is pullable from Force of the Breaker. And that one does deserve its own kind of segment. So because of that, I'm going to save Force of the Breaker for its own video. However, you should know that they completely tossed the hobby and retail dynamic that existed in Strike of Neos, and they actually never went back to it after that. So the codes are all the same. Force of the Breaker, every single booster pack ends in 8-8. Every box ends in 8-7, or maybe 8-8, 8-9, something like that. There's no differences in hobby and retail. So if we look at the set numbers here, we have 60 card set. So you can see here that there's 11 ultimate rares. And then here we have 69 card set. So you have the 25 ultimate rares, and then you have 9 secret rares on top. This was the most that we've had in the TCG. Nine secret rares is pretty absurd, because not only is it 9 secret rares, it's not even guaranteed in the box. Okay, these followed the same ratios as the original Duel Monsters era. So what this means is the original Duel Monsters era, the secret rares are 1 in 2 boxes. So it's 50% chance you're going to pull a secret rare. Some people speculate it's actually 1 in 3 chances, which would be absolutely absurd. But I'm pretty sure it's 1 in 2 boxes. So you're going to need 18 boxes to pull 9 secret rares if you're pulling perfect and you're not getting any duplicates. This is where I'm trying to get to, where it's like, it just got disgustingly hard. And if you talk to any collector back in the day, they'll tell you that Tactical Evolution, Force of the Breaker, this is where a lot of people drew the line. They're like, I can't collect this anymore. It just became way too hard. But it gets worse, okay? We get to Tactical Evolution now. And not only do we have 14 ultimate rares, we have now 10 secret rares. So 1 more secret rare than the Force of the Breaker. And we have a ghost rare on top. Now, the ghost rare is confirmed to be 1 per case. What this means is it's 1 in 288 packs, because you have 24 packs in a booster box, 12 boxes, 288 packs. Okay? The secret rares are 1 in 2 boxes, and there's 10 of them. So you need 20 boxes. So even if you open a whole case, you're still not pulling the whole Tactical Evolution set, which is absolutely disgusting. Okay? Like, it's actually crazy how hard they made the things back in the day, like back in 2008. Like, this is unheard of. You understand? Like, gold stars, for example, in Pokemon, which are considered to be the peak rarity in difficulty, are you get one of each of them. There's 3 gold stars, and you get one of each of them in the case. So this means it's 1 per 2 boxes. It's literally a secret rare. You understand? There's 6 boxes in a case. You pull guaranteed one of these secret rares in every box. So you can just imagine just how difficult things became to acquire when it comes to these like secret rares from Tactical Evolution. But it doesn't even stop there. It gets even worse. All right. We get to Gladiator's Assault. All right. Now, Gladiator's Assault is where, in my opinion, Konami just like kind of was like, all right, let's just toss everything in here, because I want to indicate one thing. During the OG Duel Monsters era all the way up to GX, there was a lot of promo cards that were released in the OCG that never made it into the TCG. There were actually even anime cards that never made it into the TCG. Things like Baphomet from Yugi's deck, or Chimera, the flying mythical beast, Dark Rabbit, Gilgarth. Okay, a lot of these cards that existed in the OCG, like in 2002, 2001. Okay, they have still not been like put into the TCG at all in any sort of release. So this is the era where Konami decided, all right, let's just toss everything into here. And that's where you get the secret rares that didn't really exist in the OCG. Like, you know what I was saying, for example, in Tactical Evolution, they had the ultimate rares, but they didn't put the secret rares in the master sets of the OCG. Here, give me that.
Do you want me to throw it?
No, that's fine. Oh, yeah, actually. Sorry. Awesome. Okay.
The camera, I think, stopped recording.
All right, so that's the, what's it called? The issue with that. So a lot of the cards that never made it into a TCG in the past like 4 or 5 years were all crammed into those last 4 sets of the GX era, or actually not even 4 sets, like maybe 6 sets, all the way from Strike of Neos all the way up to Light of Destruction. But in my opinion, they went a little too far with Gladiator's Assault, and now that that is over, we can get into the the Gladiator's Assault set, because this, in my opinion, is arguably the hardest set to complete, as I said earlier, and I'm gonna get into why. So Gladiator's Assault, if we go into the card list here, you're gonna see that there are 14 ultimate rares, which is just like Tactical Evolution, 1 ghost rare, just like Tactical Evolution, but there is 15 secret rares, okay? Not 9, not 10, okay? They put 15 secret rares in this set, all right? In boxes that are not guaranteed secret rares. Like, there are boxes out there that don't have secret rares in them, which is absolutely bananas, okay? It's like disgusting. So let's get into the card set list here, and I'm going to show you guys what they did here, all right? So we're going to go into the secret rare aspect here. We have Gladiator Beast Octavius, Elemental Hero Plasma Vice, Super Vehicle Droid Stealth Fighter, ignore the butchering of that, Gladiator Beast Hera Klinos, Dragon Ice, Tongue Twister, Screech, Royal Firestorm Guard, and then Veil of Darkness. And I'm going to stop here. These cards right here, these secret rares are 1 in 2 boxes to pull one of these guys right here. All right. This is a 10 card mini set of Gladiator's Assault. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see that there is 5 secret rares here. And this is where I'm going to say, like this is the straw that broke the camel's back. All right. These 5 secret rares right here, all right, are arguably the hardest set cards to chase. They are even more difficult than Starlight rares when it comes to pull ratio, not including the price of the boxes. Okay. So I'm not even like, even if we are going back to retail price for the Gladiator's Assault booster box, even if we're going back to like, you know, $80 a box, it is still more difficult to pull these 5 secret rares than it is to pull a Starlight rare. Okay, imagine that. And let me show you why. All right. So we're going to do some math here. All right. I took the math. And then we're going to go into top down. All right. So we have 15 secret rares. Okay. We have 15 secret rares. And then we have those 5 secret rares that I said are extremely difficult to pull. Now, how hard are they to pull? In my estimation, I believe that the 5 secret rares that I mentioned, by the way, which are right here, I have PSA 10 copies of 4 out of the 5, okay? And then the last one is obviously Soul Taker, okay? These 5 cards right here, okay? Had to flex that, yeah, for sure. I worked way too hard on trying to get these, so I had to flex it. So these 5 cards right here, in my estimation, are 1 to 4 when compared to the other secret rares that are in this set. All right. So let me explain to you what I mean by that. So for every one of these, there is 4 of these guys. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna be conservative here. I'm gonna say 3. Okay. Just so that I don't trigger a lot of people. Okay. I'm just gonna say that it's 1 to 3, and I'm just gonna show you how obnoxious it becomes. All right. So for every one of Necroface, there is 3 of all of these. For every one of these, there's like 3 of these. All right. So it's 1 to 3. So if we have 10 secret rares. Sorry, I was talking here. So if you see here, like for every 1 Gilgarth, there is 3 Royal Firestorm Guards. For every 1 Necroface, there's 3 Screeches. All right. So if what's it called? If we're gonna go back to the math calculator thing, if we have 10 secret rares, all right, so there should be at least 3 copies of each for every one of those. So we have 5 of the main ones, all right, and then there's 30 of the other 10. Okay, you add those up, you're gonna get 1 in 35. All right. Now again, I'm gonna go on the whim here and just say that it's 1 in 2 boxes for secret rares. So you are talking about 1 in 70 boxes to pull one of these cards right here. Okay. To pull one of these cards right here. If you want to pull a Magic Formula or a Necroface or a Gilgarth, okay? Or wait, actually it would be 5 out of 70. I think, because, yeah, okay. But if you want to pull like a specific one, it's 1 out of 70, all right? Like, that's how I usually like to calculate it. It's 1, because if you're looking for like, sometimes people don't want Silent Doom, they want Formula or they want Necroface. They're going to go 1 for 70, all right? 1 in 70 booster boxes. Imagine that. And that's me being conservative. I truly believe it's 1 in 4, but I'm just being conservative here and saying it's 1 to 3. All right. If it was 1 to 4, it would be disgusting, dude. It would be 1 in 45 boxes. And then because there's 1 per 2 boxes for a secret rare, you're going to go 1 in 90 boxes. Okay. 1 in 90 boxes. Imagine that. To pull a Magic Formula, okay, you're going to have to open 90 boxes to pull this. Okay? Like, imagine that. I don't know. To me, that's kind of insane. All right? Now, let me show you proof as to why I think what I think. All right. So if we go into, let me show you real quick here. I want to show you this image, okay? What the hell? Oh, sorry. All right, so I want to show you this image of an uncut sheet, okay? This is where I kind of show you guys just the audacity of what Konami did back in the day. This is a North American uncut sheet. Yeah, Mo, don't worry. I'm going to be covering that later on. So if you take a look at this sheet right here, okay, we have three cyber. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's six cards here. So you multiply that by you get 30 cards, okay, and then there's 2 ultimate rares in every booster box. So this is a ratio of 1 for 15, okay, 1 for 15 boxes, okay. There's only one. There's literally only one, okay, Cyber End Dragon. All right, there's only one. What's it called? What is this called? Power Bond. Okay, there's only one Wing Karibo level 10 or level 7. I don't remember what this one is. Level 10. And then where's the other Ultra Ultimate? This one, UFO-roid Fighter. Okay, there's literally 1, 1, 1. And 1, all right, in 15 boxes. There is short printing of Cyber Dragon as well. If you look at, for example, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of Cybernetic Magician. However, there's only 3 Cyber Dragons, okay? So Cyber Dragon is short printed, but it's not to the level that these cards are short printed to, okay? Now, I want you to keep this in mind, because when I get into just my experiences with pulling, okay, as well as I watched every single YouTube video of anybody pulling, anybody pulling these cards on YouTube, and I'm going to just read it out to you, and I want you to think about just how difficult they made these cards to pull. All right. So in terms of booster boxes, we have Spellcaster Circle on June 17th. He opened 1 booster box. He pulled Herculinos, which is not the short printed secret rare. In booster box number 2, he pulled no secret rare. He only pulled Ulti Monolith. In booster box number 3, he pulled Tongue Twister and Ulti Cloudian Typhoon. He also opened 18 boxes. That one I don't really count towards the ratio, but he pulled no secret rare. He also opened another box on September 27th. He pulled Firestorm Guards. There's another guy called Aizen Susuke. He did not pull any secret rare inside of his box. There's another guy called Bangers on YouTube. He pulled nothing in his ultimate rare, in his box in terms of secret rare. Simply Unlucky opened his box and he pulled Screech. Ruxin pulled Stealth Union. Old School Expert pulled Tongue Twister. Raider 45, he pulled Silent Doom. Okay, he's one of the he hit out of the secret rares. He hit Silent Doom. Azulith Cerulean 2.0, he pulled Octavius. iPokemon I, he pulled Gilgarth. However, you should know that's Euro, so I want to note that. Card pulls, he pulled Veil of Darkness. Jacoby pulled nothing in terms of secret rares. Collector's Vault, he pulled something I'm going to be covering later on, but he did not pull any secret rares. Optimal, he pulled Chaos Neos as a secret rare. Optimal pulled the Ghost rare. Interfere, he pulled Chaos Neos as a secret rare, and he pulled Fire Guard actually as in there as well. Oh no, he pulled the Ghost rare as well as Fire Guards. Pink Cape, no secret rare, and then Phantom Darkness 95. He opened 2 Euro packs and he pulled no secret rare. He opened 2 Euro boxes. Sorry, he pulled no secret rare in either of them. And then we have loose booster boxes. Okay, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! He pulled no secret rare. Komar 2557, he pulled Stealth Union. And then these are German boxes and then Spanish box. Okay, so just from all the openings that ever happened on YouTube that are North American boxes, okay, North American, because this is a very important dynamic, only Silent Doom was pulled, okay? Only Silent Doom was pulled as a secret rare, okay? Now, why do I say North American only? Because in Europe, all right, the factory that printed in Europe was not as, they did not have the same audaciousness that the North American factories had, all right? The North American factories, or whoever was arranging the printing, those guys, they really went out of their way to make some difficult cards to pull. So when it comes to the European aspect, they did no such thing. So even the picture that I raised up here, this does not apply to European boxes. European boxes, they're all equal ratios. What the chances of you pulling a UFOroid versus you pulling a Cyber End Dragon are the exact same. However, in the North American, obviously, you need more than a case to pull a Cyber End Dragon. You understand? So this is very important because in the North American, they did that short printing aspect. In the European aspect, they did not. So everything in the European aspect, they're equal pull ratios. It's still very difficult. I'm not denying it because it's still 1 in 15 boxes. And let's just say it's 1 per 2. So you're still talking 1 in 30 boxes to pull a European Magic formula. But it's not the same level as the North American, okay? The North American is more than double the difficulty, all right? And that's why I actually don't have as much respect for European copies of these secret rares as I do for North American. I mean, like, I don't like European cards. You guys know me. I'm not a fan. But I like the secret rares even less because not only do they not look better, they also have the issues on the back and they're easier to pull. So these 5 secret rares, as I mentioned, are crazy ratioed because they are super short printed. All right. But I want to add in more, okay? Even more context. Gladiator's Assault in first edition was not only released in these booster boxes, it was also released in blister packs. However, in the booster packs, they did not, they did not do the short printing aspect. They not only didn't do it, they actually didn't even include these cards in the set. Believe it or not. These cards, as well as 2 ultimate rares I'm going to mention later, are not included in the blister packs. And I can tell you why. Here are some stats from YouTubers opening stuff. We have the blisters, okay? We have iPokemon I. He opened 20 count blister. He pulled Chaos Neos, nothing else. Herculinos for his second box. Black Magician 28. He pulled no secret rare. Black Magician 28, no secret rare. Cyber Knight, no secret rare. Community Gaming V2. He pulled Chaos Neos as a secret rare. Eternity Gaming, 20 count box, no secret rare. Yu-Gi-Oh! Hoverlord, he opened 1 box, no secret rare. Magicians of Madness TV, he opened half a box, he pulled Octavius. Ben Tim opened a box, nothing. And then Spellcaster Circle popped off, he opened 12 cases of this. He pulled no secret rare, no secret rare, no secret rare. He pulled Screech, no secret rare. Plasma Vice, Tongue Twister, Octavius, no secret rare, no secret rare. Dragon Ice, no secret rare. Chaos Neos. Okay? And not only that, I'm going to add in one more statistic. I opened around, I would say 900 to 1,000 Gladiator's Assault blister packs back in like 2016. Okay? Back in 2016, I opened around 1,000 packs. No joke. Like, they were extremely cheap back then. I think you can get them for like they were offsetting them for like like $160 for what's it called, like 2 cases or something. Yeah, I opened a ton. Okay, and it wasn't just me. I have my boy as well. His name is Zach. He opened a ton of blisters. None of these were even we've never seen these before. Okay, like we could not pull them. I pulled every other secret rare other than these. I also pulled every other ultimate rare except for 2 cards, and I'm gonna be discussing those a little bit after. Okay, so these cards, in my opinion, and I would say like it's pretty strong because again, I don't think we have ever seen. I don't think anybody has ever seen anybody pull these out of blister cases. But what's it called? Like these were never pullable out of the blister. So these are booster box exclusives only. Okay, and for first edition, obviously. Okay, and yeah, I think I've kind of cemented my point with these where it's just disgustingly difficult. Okay, it's disgustingly difficult to complete this set. I think these cards are criminally undervalued, to be honest with you. And I hope I kind of brought some light to them as to why they are so important in terms of just like changing the dynamic of collecting overall. All right. So that's the NA first edition secret rares. Now I want to cover the unlimiteds. The unlimiteds, in my opinion, are actually not short printed. I have no proof of this. However, I have seen too many of them being pulled. Okay. So for example, the way that you can get the unlimited ones, because there's no first unlimited boxes for Gladiator's Assault, the only way to get them is through special editions. And actually, I actually for a long time thought that there was no such thing as unlimited North American. I've only seen unlimited European of like Magic Formula, but a couple of people have found them, and then I actually found somebody pull. I saw somebody pull one of these from their special edition boxes. So I do think that these are. They might be short printed. I don't have enough of a sample size. However, I've seen more unlimiteds come up for sale. So I kind of wanted to what's it called? Like cover that because I think it's super important that unlimited is mentioned. In European, unlimited is again same ratio as all the other ones. So the chances of you pulling a Screech is the same chances of you pulling Magic Formula. So again, I don't respect the European copies as much, but I figured I would mention that because they are not all of them are made equal. Okay, not all first edition Magic Formulas are made equal. Not all Gladiator's Assault secret rares are made equal. All right. So so yeah, that's the what's it called? First edition secret rares. Now I want to move on to the next aspect, all right, which is the misprints, okay? If you live under a rock and you have not seen my Rainbow Dragon Effect Monster misprint, which is right here, okay? This card right here is arguably the most expensive misprint in existence. The reason is because it is a tin exclusive, and I proved it in that video. You should go check it out if you have not, all right? If you're a new subscriber, I definitely recommend you go check that out because I did the math. I showed you guys just how difficult it is, and it's rightfully deserves the hardest misprint to find and the most expensive one, okay? This is exclusive to Tactical Evolution Unlimited. However, you can see that the cover art is Chaos Neos. All right, or you can see that the art on here is the cover art of Gladiator's Assault. During this era, there was a lot of name misprints. Okay, you'll even find that I covered that in my premium pack video. This was actually released around the same time as Gladiator's Assault, and you can see that there's the Marshmallow name misprint, and that exists in premium pack 2. Actually, premium pack 2 is one of the closest sets in terms of resemblance to how the cards look. Like if you look at, for example, these two, the tone, the white, pretty much they are pretty much made the exact same factory, exact same time. Like that, they're very, very similar. So it's understandable why there's the name misprint, because what I'm trying to get to is the Rainbow Dragon misprint. Okay, the Rainbow Dragon misprint here, which is the name, obviously, as you can see, this is supposed to be Elemental Hero Chaos Neos, right? If you take a look at this, this is the corrected one, and then this is the what's it called, the error one. All right, now again, I went back to every single YouTube video, like literally ones that are shot with a potato, and I have searched far and wide for every booster box opening. Okay, and I can say this pretty much guaranteed, okay, that the Rainbow Dragon Ghost Rare name misprint, okay, the fusion one, is exclusive to booster boxes only. All right, now you might be asking, where do you pull this one from? Well, the blisters were actually released a couple it might be a month or a few weeks later. Okay, this is where you get this card from. And if you look on YouTube, I'm gonna actually tell you guys. So in the booster boxes, okay, we have Optimal, okay. He opened the booster box of Gladiator's Assault, and he pulled this exact same misprint. Pink Cape, he opened a booster box that he bought off of Troll and Toad that I was gonna buy. He opened it up and he pulled this exact misprint, okay. I've opened like 1,000 cases, not 1,000 cases, like 1,000 packs of the blister boxes, and I pulled 3 of these guys, okay? I pulled 3 of these, the corrected ones. I know many people, like for example, when I check my notes, the Spellcaster Circle, he opened 12 cases of the blisters. He pulled Chaos Neos Ghost Rare twice, okay? He pulled them twice. Another guy, he opened a 20-pack case and he pulled the Ghost Rare as well, the corrected one. So I personally have never opened or pulled this, but I can pretty much guarantee that the error occurred in the booster boxes, and then they re-released the blisters in order to repair the mistake. Okay, and it's actually one of the few sets that actually has first edition blisters like during the GX era. It's only the last few sets, which is Tactical Evolution onwards with first edition. But I do believe that they corrected the mistake after, and that's why you can find this in the blister cases and you can find this in the booster boxes. Pretty much every single Ghost Rare that has been pulled from booster boxes has been the misprint. I have never seen otherwise, all right? If you have data to support otherwise, please comment down below if you see this in the future, okay? But from my findings, I have never seen regular Chaos Neos come out of the booster boxes. It's always been this is out of the blister and this is out of the booster boxes. But that's not all. The reason I say that this is one of the most collectible sets of all time is because not only does it have obnoxiously difficult secret rares to pull, okay? Not only does it have a badass Ghost Rare misprint to pull, it also has a secret rare misprint that you can pull, all right? And this one is one of the cooler ones because you guys know me. I love my my name misprints. Okay, like I think that they are some of the coolest things out there. And let me try to find it real quick. What the hell? The card that you can pull as a secret rare that is a misprint is Dragon Ice, okay? Let me just pull up the misprint real quick because I have it. I swear I had it here. What the heck? Oh, it's right here. Okay, sorry. All right, so the misprint that comes out of the booster boxes, which is again, in my opinion, booster box exclusive, is Dragon Ice misprinted with Super Viacroid Stealth Union. Okay, this is a badass misprint, man. I think that the name misprints are such cool aspects of the hobby, and this is one of them. This is a booster box exclusive. Okay, this is 1 in 15 secret rares to pull. All right, and yeah, I mean, every single one of them that has been pulled from the boxes has been a misprint, and every single one of them that is corrected comes out of the blisters. I've pulled like multiple of these, and I have never pulled the misprint because I never opened Gladiator's Assault booster boxes. So I've never seen this get pulled anywhere other than the, what's it called? The booster boxes. So these two misprints right here are, what's it called? Arguably like some of the coolest aspects of Gladiator's Assault, and why I think it's such a collectible set, because there's just so many things that went wrong but also went right at the same time. So these two right here are exclusive to booster boxes only. Okay, so those so that's what's it called, the misprints. So someone in the comments said that Casual Yugi stuff pulled the corrected one out of a booster box. Well, that is a European box. The misprint only occurred in the North American side. All right, and you can actually see that because actually the card quality on the North American side is much better, and the misprint is North American quality. So that there is a difference there. So again, anything that I mentioned when it comes to misprints is exclusive to the North American booster boxes. And the way that you know if yours is a North American or not is just if you flip it on the back. If there's a red dot here or a colored dot circle, yours is European. You can also look here, and if you see that it's cards are made in Belgium, then yours is European. But yeah, that's why I think North American boxes are so superior. I mean, you get better card stock, you get harder ratios to pull, you have misprints inside. It's just the whole package. All right. I want to show you guys real quick before we move on to the next topic of ultimate rares, the difference between European and North American secret rares. So this is North American, this is a European. You can see that the difference is the whites here are a lot more prominent. Like the bleaching, you can see here, they're way more in your face. The brown is more muddy, while on this one it's more reddish. The saturation is a lot deeper on here. However, the glow is a lot better on the North American. The North American is by far more superior in my opinion. Again, it's my opinion, but it is what it is. And also you'll find on the back that even these guys right here, they have the usual chipping on the edges, as you can see at the top right there, on the corners, etc. Pretty much most of them have this issue. However, yeah, like there's still Necroface, and if you can see here, the card quality is just way better on the North American. Okay, if you want Necroface for your binder, you want to save yourself some money, obviously go for this. Okay, at the end of the day, it's still the same card. I'm not like, I don't want to be elitist towards North American, but at the end of the day, it is the exact same card, right? For me, I have the budget to go for what I like, so I go for the North American. However, if you don't and you want these cards because again they're so beautiful, go for the European. Don't let me deter you of that aspect or my opinion of that. You understand? It's still a disgusting card. You know what I mean? It's still 1 out of 15, and yeah. I just wanted to kind of throw that in there to make sure that you guys know that like what my opinion is not everything. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the ultimate rares. If we go back to the set list, okay, This is where it gets interesting. If we arrange it by card name, okay, by card number, sorry, you're gonna see that the super like difficult cards to pull are all right here, 94 to 90. Okay, these are the short printed secret rares, and then here you have a lot of what's it called? A lot of secret rares, right? Dragon Eyes, Tongue Twister, whatever. Right in between there, they just tossed this card in right here, Security Orb. Okay. I don't know if this is like karma or something, but my deterrence of European cards has punished me because for some reason Konami decided to release Security Orb only in the only in the European copy. So as you can see here, this is first edition Security Orb. This card does not exist in North American. Okay, it only exists in ultra rare. Okay, the North American is ultra rare exclusive. In Europe, you can find the ultra rare as well as the ultimate rare, and in unlimited, it's the exact same way. I don't know why they did this. It really doesn't make sense why they would make they completely leave this card out, but they did. And because this doesn't have a North American printing, this is considered a very difficult card to find. Okay, it's absolutely trash. You can't use it whatsoever. The artwork is meh. However, because of its rarity, it does have a lot of value. Okay, you can see this one's like a little bit misprinted. It's shifted down, the Anubis stamp. But yeah, I figured I would mention this because this card, you cannot pull it from North American booster boxes. You can't pull it from the blisters. Okay, I don't know why, and it doesn't seem to be like super difficult to find. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand what Konami was doing here, but I figured I'd mention that. All right, so that's Security Orb, and then last but not least, we have the ultimate that I nor anybody else from the blister packs could pull, and that is this beast right here. Test Tiger. This is one of my favorite cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Okay, I just love the artwork. I think it's fantastic. Again, it has that same dynamic that I talked about in my last live, where the head is much bigger. It's a lot more prominent. This is just a badass artwork. Okay, this card I could not pull from blisters, and I don't know anybody else that has pulled it from blisters. I looked on every single YouTube opening. Not a single person has opened this in their blisters. Every single one of them has been out of booster boxes. I do have speculation that this is a booster box exclusive. Okay, not the ultra rare. Obviously, only the ultimate rare. The ultra rare you can find it anywhere, but the ultimate rare I do believe is a booster box exclusive. This card is extremely expensive. It's like $100 plus for ultimate rare. And I do think that in the future, it will gain a lot of prominence and it will be a lot more valuable as people start to collect sets. Right now, the passion for set collecting is not there yet. However, I do think that in the future, as people try to collect these and try to complete their Gladiator's Assault sets, I think that these cards right here and the secret rares and the misprint here and the other misprint will be extremely sought after. Okay, with these guys, you can't really tell too much of a difference when it comes to Euro Ulti. I mean, in my opinion, I like the NA because at this point they actually got the ultimate rare down. Here, like if you want to go for European when it comes to like Strike of Neos and After, you're kind of just being like kind of nitpicky because the ultimate rare is not that different. Okay, especially for things like I have a Volcanic Doomfire European. It looks pretty much the exact same as a North American. So the ultimate rare aspect definitely fell off. The secret rare definitely stands out, but again, I do think that these cards and obviously the secret rares will always be some of the most collectible cards in the hobby. That is pretty much everything that I had to cover on everything I had to cover on Gladiator's Assault. Let me check my notes real quick, see if I missed anything. One other misprint that is pretty common amongst Gladiator's Assault secret rares in the North American is a massive top name shift. So if you take a look at this, magic formula here, the name is like almost leaving the box. Okay. While this is the regular one. These are both North American, by the way. So this is quite common. It's not common, I would say. Like I've only seen this one and Necroface being name shifted up, which leads me to believe that these are printed on a separate sheet. Honestly, I don't think that these are printed on the same sheet as the regular secret rares. Okay, like these guys. Okay, because I've only seen like the big ones having that name shift. I've never seen like I don't know, Dragon Ice or something being shifted this exact same way. So yeah, that is another common misprint. This is pretty well loved. I mean, people like these types of name shifts. I'm okay with them. I'm indifferent, but yeah, I kind of wanted to kind of just run that by you guys and make sure that you guys know about that. So these are pretty much everything that I have to cover. An overview summary, okay? These 5 secret rares, these 4 secret rares, as well as Soul Taker, are arguably the hardest set cards to find. In my opinion, they are more difficult to pull than Starlight rares, and that even includes, like, that does not even include the price of the booster box, okay? If you include the price of the booster box, these blow Starlights out of the water. But I would say right now, these are as hard to come by as Starlight rares. Secondly, these 5 secret rares also come with name shifts that touch the top of the border. I've only seen that on the 5 big secret rares. The ratio for these guys is approximately 1 to 3 to 4. Okay, I'm a believer that it's 1 to 4, but just to be conservative, I do think it's 1 to 3. What does that mean? That means that there are 10 other secret rares aside from these 5 right here. So if we're going to have equal ratios, we're going to have 30 of those and then 5 of these. Overall, you're going to have, to pull a magic formula, it's 1 in 35 secret rares. In North American, obviously. When you have, what's it called? When you have the secret rare ratio, which is 1 in 2 boxes minimum, okay? What's it called? That you're talking at least 1 in 70 boxes, okay? It gets even more disgusting if you make it 1 in 4, which is 1 in 90 boxes, which is pretty much Starlight rare form rarity, okay? Which is like pretty much Starlight rare rarity. And then there is one more misprint that I found in the EU, actually. Greedy Goblin just reminded me of it. There is a variant of European secret rares that has no name, no imprint. Okay? That one is, it's not common, I would say, but I have seen a few of them. Okay? I've seen a few magic formulas that have the no name. There is a difference between EU and North American secret rares, okay? The EU does not have this ratio that I was talking about, okay? The EU has a ratio of 1 to 15. Because there's 1 in 2 1 in secret rare in 2 boxes, just give it that, it's going to be 1 in 30 boxes. About a third of the, what's it called? The rarity of the North American secret rare. The way to know between a secret rare North American and a European is by the color of the card. Also, this has more of a waxy texture to it, while this one does not. You can see that the European is a lot darker. The name itself, usually on the European, the way that the European name is like very precise, while the North American is a lot more muddy. You can see here, like it just doesn't have the same clarity as the European one. And then obviously, if you pull the card on the back and you see cracked corners, okay, if you see cracked corners or whitening on the edges, most likely it's a European card. These cards have a hard time being damaged, to be honest with you. I mean, like for example, this Magic Formula has been through the through the mud. Okay, look at this. Like this has a lot of staining on the back and yet not a single white edge. Okay, these cards are very durable, really, really nice quality. They don't crack at all. The card stock is pretty incredible. And then in terms of misprints, we have these two misprints right here. These cards are misprinted in their name. As you can see, this one is originally Dragon Ice, and it's misprinted with Super Viacroid Stealth Union, which is another secret rare in the set. This misprint is exclusive to the North American booster boxes only. It cannot be pulled from North American blisters nor European booster boxes. This one could be pulled from, which is the corrected one, could be pulled from the blisters as well as European booster boxes. And then you have the Ghost misprint, which is exclusive to North American first edition boxes. You cannot pull this out of the blisters. You can only pull this out of the blisters. Every box that has been opened that contains a Ghost share has had the wrong name misprint. So I am a believer that this is exclusive to the box, and then this is exclusive to the blisters. And that actually makes sense as to why this one is so much cheaper than the Effect misprint, right? Because this one does not have, this one is from every booster box, right? Versus the one that is from the tin only, right? So that makes sense why this one is so much significantly rarer. And then last but not least, you have the ultimate rares, okay? These two ultimate rares are exclusive, okay, to booster boxes only. This one is exclusive to European first edition booster boxes. This one is exclusive to North American booster boxes as well as European booster boxes. You cannot pull this out of blisters, okay? It does not exist. In my opinion, obviously, there's literally no way to like guarantee anything, but I'm pretty damn sure that this one is booster box exclusive because I could not pull it out of like 1,000 packs, 1,000 blisters. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have any more information on Gladiator's Assault. This is by far my favorite set. I think that they did such a terrible job on the release that it's aged like fine wine. There's really nothing that can compare to it in terms of just how jam-packed it is. The secret rares are arguably the hardest set cards to pull, even harder than Starlight rares. The ultimate rares have booster box exclusives, which is something that is very uncommon in the TCG world, okay? And then you have the aspect of the two misprints, which are also booster box exclusive. It's just a jam-packed set. And then you add the fact that it literally has an archetype in its name. You guys know I love that aspect. Like I love Magician's Force, Gladiator's Assault. These sets that have the archetype intertwined into their name. It just is very badass. Yeah, this set is absolutely crazy, and it's why it's my favorite set. I think it's the most collectible. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That is my full presentation on Gladiator's Assault. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope that you guys can use this information in your collecting journeys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.